Good morning, students. We all are aware with the importance of clean water, but today we will observe processes of getting clean and pure water. Today we will learn two processes, distillation and filtration. So first of all, let's talk about the process of distillation. For understanding the process of distillation, it's important to show you the apparatus or the setup which is required for this process. Okay, so here we are. This is an apparatus or a setup which is required for the process of distillation and or for getting distilled water, which means pure water. This is a tripod stand as it has three legs, so we call it a tripod stand. Here is a Bunsen burner which gives us flame. This is a wire gas on which we can place any apparatus. We have a round bottom flask over here which is made up of glass. These are glass vessels. They are very special type of glass vessel. If you observe, there's a thin tube in between which is surrounded by a glass tube and it has two openings over here. Here is a beaker which most of us are already familiar with. So first of all, let's label our diagram. Okay, so we have finally labeled our diagram. You can also observe a thermometer over here. Now let's talk about this glass vessel. You can see that there's a thin tube which is surrounded by a glass tube and it is written condenser. It means there's something very cold will be placed over here. So let's see how does this setup work. As this process is to get distilled or pure water, so we can take a sample of water which has impurities in it. Let's say we have water which has salt or sand in it. We will put that water in this flask and we will heat up the water by turning on the Bunsen burner. When the water will reach to its boiling point, which is 100 degrees Celsius, and it can be shown on this thermometer. That is the reason that we have placed a thermometer over here so we can monitor the boiling point of water. When the water will reach to its boiling point, it will start converting into gas, steam or water vapor. And as you know that water vapors or gases, they carry a lot of energy. They try to escape, but they can't escape from here because this round bottom flask is covered with this rubber cork. It is tight. So this gas, rather escaping, it will use this path. It will enter into this thin tube. When it will enter into this thin tube and it will reach over here, you know that it has been surrounded by condenser. So this steam will start losing heat because it is surrounded by a condenser. Now this condenser over here is normally filled with chilled water. The temperature of this chilled water is much lower as compared to the steam. So when the steam will come across with the chilled water, it will start losing heat. And it will start losing heat, it will again convert into water droplets. And these water droplets will drop down the beaker over here. This process will keep on continuing until and unless the whole water has finished from here. It will first undergo the process of evaporation and it will convert into steam or water vapor. When it will pass through the condenser, it will again cool down and convert into water. In this way, the water will be gathered in this beaker. We will collect all the water in the beaker. But what is the difference? The sand or the salt has been left behind in this round bottom flask. They will not reach the beaker. So this process is used to separate the water from the impurities. This is how the process of distillation works. I hope you have understood. Yes, we can get distilled water in this way. But is this distilled water good for us? Is it healthy for us? It's very pure. It has no impurities. But it means it has no minerals as well. But we need minerals. This process is normally used to desalinate seawater to get rid of salt from the seawater. But this distilled water is normally used in batteries and for other purposes. It is not healthy for us to drink. The water which we normally drink is mineral water. Let me show you the composition of mineral water. Now I have taken this image of the Nestle water bottle which we normally drink. If you have a look at the composition over here, there's calcium, magnesium, sodium nitrate, potassium sulfates, bicarbonate, and these all are also known as impurities. But these impurities are needed by us. They are healthy for us. So distilled water is not healthy for us for drinking purposes. So for getting clean water, distillation gives you pure water. It gives you clean but pure water. Whereas for our drinking purpose, we need filtered water. So let's talk about the process of filtration now, so we can get healthy water, so we can get clean water, which is good for our health as well. Okay, so this is a picture of a sand filter. The normal filtration plants, they normally use these layers. The top layer is sand. Let me label it first. Sand because it has very fine particles. Second is gravel, and the last one, the bed, is pebbles one. Now, the composition might be different. Charcoal is often used. There might filter papers are used. The purpose of layering, giving different layers up over the other, is that when water seeps through it, the dirty water, when it seeps through it, all the particles, they clog over here. They are not allowed to pass through these compact beds or compact layers of material. In this way, when the water passes from here, we can get clean water. Okay, so now this clean water, it has no suspended materials in it, but there might be microorganisms in it or other germs which are not healthy for us. So chlorine is added to that water. It is a disinfectant which kills all the microorganism. Okay, so the that process is known as chlorination. Chlorine is added to the water to make it clean. This is the process of filtration using a filter bed. There are different materials which are used. This is in the for making a filtration plant or a water treatment plant or a filter bed. I have just given you one example over here. There are different materials which are used for it, and the water which is obtained by passing through this filter bed, it has microorganism in it that can be disinfected by adding chlorine to the water, because chlorine kills all the microorganisms which can cause diseases or infections. I hope you have understood the process of distillation and filtration.